I'm getting there, Mark, hang on.
I didn't hit the button yet.
It's not on up yet.
We're live?
I don't know what, I can't get it, hang on. I keep defaulting back to 22.
Hi.
Oh, God, now there's couches in the back?
You're the AV guy.
Is this the library?
That's the library now.
All new look.
Ah.
It's a little softer.
Welcome to the library.
Yep. It should be on. It should be straight. Everything's live.
You're live now?
I mean, it's live on here. It's streaming.
Yeah, I got it here too. Fresh. Looks like it's good.
Good? Yep.
Just if one person wants to be on the board. Yeah. That's it. That's the only thing everyone else is going to go. Yeah, aren't you supposed to nominate Scott? Yeah, if he wants to. He'll go unopposed, if the other guy, but then Courtney's going to be prepared to vote, it'll be a special sealed vote. If we have time. That's it. Didn't you get your hair cut in the place that still joins it? Oh, no, I Oh, okay. No. What did you? It's in that building.
Cold?
Should be wearing shorts.
I know.
I was kind of thinking.
That's a New England, I saw that. Classic New England, look, the shorts, hiking type sneakers, and
FedEx finally get to tell the ramp guys that their shorts after December 15th.
Oh, they were.
Oh, really?
And you can't wear them before March 1st. It'd be 20 below wind, and they'd be wearing shorts over there. That's exactly what it was.
well, they're running around all day.
No, not that wind on that airport.
All right. It is 7 o'clock. We'll call this meeting of the Newfield Select Board to order for Tuesday, November 19th. All right, first up, Chief. Budget. It's the most wonderful time of the year.
We look forward to it. I'll get copies of.
Nope.
Nope.
Can't we get a copy?
I gave copies, but it should have been sent to you last week.
Didn't see it.
Never saw a darn thing.
I didn't realize that they weren't copied on, but did I?
Oh, I get plenty of copies.
Sure?
Yeah. Sorry about that.
That's right. It is what it is. Thanks.
It says December.
Was that the budget today?
Yeah.
Through October?
Yeah, it says December. Obviously, it's not December.
Through the end of October?
Yes.
Okay, great, thank you. All right,
Alright, so obviously get out through, you see some moderate increases, but I do have one line item that increased quite a bit, is under vehicle repairs.
yes,
You'll see down there that we get special notes and there's some repairs that we have hold off on this year.
you're pushing those into 2025?
Into 2025.
Yep,
We've already been pricing and everything for that. Something that has to be fixed, the TCM on issue 3. Bullshit. No, we'll start. Oh, yeah, so we have to handle those quick, multiple times to get it to start. And then, engine 1 is broken rail, which is leaf spring. We'll be able to get that thing inspected for that, so.
okay,
Where do you get that done at?
That will
The TCM issue.
Oh, the TCM will go to, yeah, that's a pain place.
No, where's
It's up in, Meredith. And Spring will go to.
If you can start.
No, it's not, it's just, it's.
You can't ship
it. Yeah. So other than that, some moderate increases, you see where I was running into negative on my budget from last year. So all in all, $2,000 decrease over last year without the rate, we're not doing the radio lease payment, so, basically my expenditures are going up.
yeah.
My budget's
For other
going up a
things,
little bit, yes.
So radio lease payments, is that it's the end of the contract
We
term?
don't pay anymore.
So now you just own? Now you just own?
Yeah, we own it,
Yeah.
yes.
It
Yep.
was a lease to own,
Lease owned.
Yes.
Correct.
okay,
Yep.
all right.
Dispatch jammed it for another 1,200.
Yeah, that's 3.5%.
That's New Market.
Yeah, the 3.5% every year.
Yep,
Are you on our oil contract? you guys go?
I have propane, so.
Yeah, he's on propane. So I guess my question here is in terms of the calls and the shifts money,
Yep.
you know, lump sum here went from 85 to 90. Overall, is the program working? Are you getting the desired results that you anticipated when we started this a couple years ago?
Yes, yeah, we're getting coverage, we're not getting, coverage all the time, we knew we wouldn't get that, but we're getting, great coverage at night, and okay.
Mhm.
Are you getting how many, one at night, one or two at night?
Oh, we have 3 every night, okay, well, and again, we don't do Friday, Saturday, Sunday, or any holidays.
What about during the day?
During the days, we'll usually have, at least one, 60% of the time. So, he spends a lot of time during the day, and, Tommy Bishop, when he's home, he does most of the days. And every once in a while, some of the other guys will sneak one in.
And at nighttime, with 2, 3 guys, 60, 50, 80% of the time?
100, well, I'm gonna say 90%.
But not, as you said, not weekends and holidays.
No, we can try all that.
Yep.
Yep. Yep.
Okay, and along those lines, just anticipating going forward, how long is this going to be sustainable? How many more years is the town going to get lucky?
And have a fire department?
I would say.
Have a cheap fire department?
I would say at the most 10,
Okay.
and this is a guess,
Of course.
okay?
I'm going to hold you
Most
to
10
it.
years.
That's good.
And I'm sorry, because it's gonna cost us town a lot of money, so.
Yeah, when that 10 years is up,
Yeah.
or 8 years, or 6 years, that, you know why I'm asking.
Yes, absolutely.
Everybody needs to
Yeah,
anticipate the
it's
fact
right.
that the cost of this department will go from $170,000 a year to $600,000 a year.
Oh, yeah, absolutely, yeah, absolutely. Unless something else comes up.
Mhm.
You know, a lot of people have talking regionalization again.
Yeah.
It's just, it won't be, they're not gonna get it.
Because nobody will agree on it.
Right. Yep. A
Now,
couple-
oh, go ahead.
A couple other questions
Yeah.
for you is, remember I discussed a while ago, we had a very large air engine 3.
Yeah,
Was
Well,
that the
it
mice?
goes- Huh?
The mice?
Yeah, the mice. So I'm good. The guy was actually pretty good with it because the original bill came in at $18,000. Okay? And he's a nice guy, and he's moving it around and blah, blah, blah. Long story short, I come in at about $11,000. And that was a $4,500 repair we had planned on doing with the back down valves. The extra was all nice, so the guy did his favor. I'm gonna be very, very tight paying that bill. I'm not going this year.
you got to take your time.
Well, I can't wait till next year.
Oh, you're saying in terms of the existing budget?
Yes.
Okay. So let me ask, is there anything in your current budget we can roll into next year? Not that I want to, I'm just trying to consider the options here. I don't, look, quick glance at your budget, and I don't see how that works, but I thought I'd ask.
No, it's not.
Okay, all right, it is what it is.
I'm gonna keep it down, I'll watch it.
Mhm.
I think we're gonna be okay. And what we're gonna sacrifice is, because I usually just wait till the end of the year to buy some new equipment and stuff like that. We didn't have any major expenses. This year we did, so I think we're gonna be okay, but it's gonna be tight.
Yeah.
How about grants?
We don't have much time. I got a forestry grant again this year, but it's not. The other thing I want to talk a little bit about is obviously we're warrant articles.
Yep.
Look at, are we going to increase that 50,000? That's up to you guys. I mean, I just threw it in there.
Can you give me a recap of where we're at?
trust fund?
Yeah, I mean, they don't have any control, it's the company they hire, so. We're at, well, that was last month was 600, we're at 595.
So we're at 595.
Yep,
We've already paid out a chunk of money.
we haven't paid anything yet, you put 200, we put 200.
200, yeah.
So,
Oh, so we still have the 200 from last year's warrant,
right,
So we're looking at 795.
and so we have basically 795.
795 right now.
Okay. And then the plan was to do 50 a year for the next several
50
years.
this year, 50
Next year.
That should get us.
To where we need to be.
911.
Yep,
Yep.
okay.
Hopefully the capital reserves
Won't lose money,
will.
What's the price tag on it?
9/11?
I think it was settled in like 911,000.
Yeah.
There's one other thing on capital reserves I want to talk about. We have one, we have.
So, I'm sorry, so just to be clear, you're looking at 50 for the truck, right?
Yeah,
And another 2?
another 2 for the capital equipment.
Yeah, for the equipment. Okay, great.
We have a lingering old capital reserve from back in 2012.
Really?
Yeah.
What is it?
It's Fire Department Expendable Trust for air packs.
It's the air pack fund, I
It's
remember.
$20.56.
Uh,
So, we could look at either rolling that into something or just disbanding it.
No, I think the easiest thing, we'd have to do a warrant to change the
Yeah.
purpose of it, which is probably not worth doing as opposed to,
Just,
yes,
yeah, it's 20.
okay. All right.
It made $1.86 last year.
Exactly what can be done, I'll talk to the trustees of the trust fund and the DRA about how to just deal with the residual amount, like $20.
Yep.
Okay.
And the last thing I want to talk about is, I think we talked about it a little bit last year, that we were doing a warrant article on being able to sell engine 1 and engine 2
Yep.
and using the proceeds to go towards the purchase of the truck or whatever.
Mhm.
So that's something that engine 1, will still be around for another year and a half.
Uh-huh.
Engine 2, we'd like to start to put that out to a bid and see what we come up with on that.
So we need a warrant article to basically allow the disposal of those 2 trucks. And presumably open-ended in terms of timing.
Correct.
All right.
And the funds will go into the truck.
Or, reimburse, trouble is engine 1, I'm not gonna be able to sell that until after we get the new truck.
I mean, honestly, why don't we just roll it into the truck capital reserve?
That's perfect.
I mean, as much as I'd love to take the money back, and
It's,
at a certain point in time,
You're not
we're just gonna be asking taxpayers for the money
you're not
anyway.
talking a lot of money.
Oh, I know, but
Yeah, you're right.
why go back and ask them for more money when we should just roll it? Okay. All right, I will look at getting language for that, and I'll run it by you, chief.
Perfect. That's all I got. You guys got any questions on that?
ALS,
ALS. I have a question. I knew that was gonna come up.
3 months ago.
All right, so currently right now, we're looking at 2 plans. One is we're calling the blast out plan. And one was presented last week, it's called, we're just gonna call it the ALS plan. So we got approached by all the paramedics and the directives and of ALS. And they are working on a proposal to continue this service by forming a 501c3 and be a nonprofit.
This is the ALS plan? I'm sorry?
Yeah.
Exeter Hospital.
Yeah.
No, don't say Excel Hospital.
Okay, the former expert.
All right.
Hospital formerly known as Exeter.
Yes.
The ALS.
So they are early, they did a presentation last week on that. So in the fairly early stages, they're looking at doing some fundraising for both, to get us, obviously start up to 501c3 at some decent time, and take some monies. And then they were looking at some other options of send you guys the proposal from Exeter Hospital, and just ask
Formally,
formally, and so I'll put it right. That it doesn't get distributed all over the place. Exeter Hospital kind of knows they're doing this.
So it'd be like a collective of what, how many towns?
Well, that's some of the questions we had going back to. They showed their surface area, and the surface area covered about 24 towns, but when they had the figures for, the possible figures it would cost each town, they only had 13 towns listed.
and you were talking about, they were looking at per capita charge.
Yeah, they were looking at a per capita charge, which usually is the best way to do it, but some of these towns west of 125, use the ALS system, or use the ALS.
Much more so, yeah.
Much more so.
Well, they can address that.
Right, protocol address that. Some of the costs, in these other towns can be recouped by billing purposes, because you can bill for any other service on your ambulance. However, we can't, because we don't transport. So both proposals I've looked at are in the neighborhoods of between $40,000 and $50,000 a year.
Time frame.
Time frame, it's going to be 2 years before they get anything to be able to bring it before towns,
So what goes on in between? I mean, they're cutting off service when? December?
December.
March?
Yeah,
Did you understand this? Definitely, yes.
So then what happens? I guess,
Well, I mean, it's not really any, it's a little different than it is right now. Because, I can go out and call for ALS right now, and they can call me back and say, hey, what is it, you already going around?
yeah.
Which happens a lot. We have paramedic service 18 to 20% of the time through the market. They have somebody on. Exeter has one all the time. Do we want to go and use Exeter? No. But they've already said that they help us when needed, which they have in the past when we called for ALS, and they weren't available. We have a McGregor ambulance. Out of Durham, it sounds like a long way, but it's really not that far for the intercept service. So I'm not in a panic situation,
No.
because there's quite a few times during the year with ALS is called that aren't available because they're going somewhere else.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be 2 years, at least 2 years before any one of these programs gets something.
When you call Exeter, they bill us per call.
No.
How does that work?
No, they'll bill the patient. They'll bill the patient.
That's it. So we have no incurred cost.
No. Just like the ambulance.
Insurance.
Bills it. They should bills it.
Well, that's one thing. Formerly, no, the Exeter Hospital supposedly lost the blood because they were getting reimbursements.
No, they should look at the way they were doing the bill. So, as I say, no matter what, it's got to be a minimum of a year or two before.
It'll be stopped for a year or two.
Yeah.
And then you anticipate that under the plan that you think is most likely going to cost Newfields $40,000 to $50,000 a year?
If we elect.
If we elect to join.
Once all these figures come into place, then we have some room to go in and battle and draw opinions. To me, the amount of time we used it, don't get me wrong, you need it once, it's worth it. But we used that 19 times last year.
I understand.
That's pretty expensive service, but a life is worth it.
No,
Again, what this is forcing EMTs and EMT to do is actually use their education, okay? ALS, for a lot of places, has been a crush. They come in, ALS, deal with it, take care of it. An EMT or an EMT, advanced EMT can do a lot more than what they may be practicing. So, we're working with Newmarket. Jeff Beach was we're going back and forth with them. Newmarket's doing the same thing, saying, hey, you EMT advanced, you need to start practicing 2 year education. So, it's not a real bad thing. I mean, it's, if you start
But that's no different than it was before, right?
No, it's no different than
You
what
could-
before.
They're going someplace else, we're not gonna get them.
If we need one in this town, once, when they go away, I can't guarantee, but I can almost guarantee we'll have one again, whether it's student market.
Again, yeah.
Excellent.
So,
I think you'll see.
you mentioned the Plastow plan.
Yeah, Plastow plan is, Plastow just brought EMS service into Plastow. It was always private before.
Yeah.
What really cautions a lot of us about that process is he's got, the fire chief over there's got a great group of selectmen. That anything he says right now, like, pull. And we're like, what happens when that changes? So he put together a plan, running what they call a fly car. Place somewhere in the Kingston, well, he didn't come over that far.
Not
That's
Kingston.
the Brentwood area. We suggested maybe the Epping area. And he's like, well, I don't know, that's not going to go with that. But they're negotiating, so they did a plan with that. And the expenses were actually quite a bit higher than the ALS program presented. It was first, you had the figures. First year was 19,000, but then it immediately jumped up to in the 50s for the next 4 or 5 years to get this up and running. And then obviously the yearly cost of, I think it was close to 40 or 45,000 after that. So that's another plan to look at.
And that was a large footprint, was it not? Watched out a lot of towns, a lot of areas.
Yeah, but still only a single flight.
Yeah, so that's an issue right there. And then large town, lack of input or control or vote.
Right.
How many towns are being considered under the Plastow?
13.
The same 13?
Well, 13 is what we're looking at.
Okay.
There are other towns that are trying to get on board, Atkinson, Danville, there's a whole bunch of towns, because they have the same issue over there.
Sure.
So they're looking to get on board, which, may be beneficial and maybe not. So there's what we call the original 13 towns right now.
The original 13.
Yeah.
Okay, you guys have a flag?
But,
Okay. So what we're looking at is we're gonna basically deal with it over the next 2 years with the potential, depending on what these plans look like.
Yeah, potential coming to next year's budget hearings, having some figures to put into place.
Yeah.
It's a difficult situation. A lot of towns, they go to July, they do the budget in July or around put it here, so they know there's not much can be put into place this year. But some of these towns, it's gonna cost them some money, a lot of money.
Sounds like it.
That's all I got for that.
I got one more question for you. On your telephone and internet, is the Starlink, what is that Starlink at the end of the station?
That's for the,
Satellites.
that's for the alarm system. They do both dial-up.
And so that's in the,
That's in our alarm, it's on there.
I was kind of surprised to see that.
Yeah, we didn't have a choice of that. One other thing to tell you, we should be able to get, I'll sneak it in on this one, well, our forestry is out of service. We broke it last night, so I don't know what the cost is going to fix that.
What happened?
Well, yes, I'm gonna help some stumps, rocks.
Things happen.
It's all dark out there in the middle of the night.
You've never broken a piece of equipment you never used it with.
Right. So that's out right now, so we'd probably use it now if we had to use it.
Transmission.
Yeah, transmission hand.
Oh, that's not bad.
Well, transmission mount,
I figured this one.
yeah.
Same thing.
Yeah.
Just a quick question, what the dues and subscription jump, the 1,400?
Yeah, we were low on that because our Seacoast Chief memberships went up.
Oh, that's the bulk of that?
Yep.
Okay.
Say the Seacoast Chief, you remember that gives us the ability to have hazmat groups.
Yeah.
At no cost.
Yep.
Deal. Yeah.
Yep.
Yep.
Okay.
That's it.
Any other questions for Mr. Buxton?
No.
Great, thank you, Chief.
Thank you.
Oh,
Can I
yeah,
ask one quick question? Chief, does the hospital that patients get taken to depend on where the ambulance is from? Or do all the patients from Newfields go to the same place?
No, you can choose, depending on what's happening to you or what's wrong with you. If they figure you have a major life-threatening situation, and you say you want to go to the Elliott, they'll probably say, yeah, we're probably going to get you somewhere to get you stabilized first. But there are certain injury protocols too, where we'll transport. If we have a major trauma that are going to the hospital, we go to Portsmouth or Elliott, or we'll life flight them out. But you can go anywhere you want. And if you just, say,
Including like Wentworth Douglas?
yep,
Okay.
yep. Yeah, New Miami transports to Wentworth Douglas quite often, but, and they will transport you to Elliott or any of the other ones within a reasonable distance. Yep. I understand that and it doesn't really matter to the point that they charge mileage too, and mileage is very expensive on ambulance.
It ain't 50 cents a mile.
No.
you'll have a conversation with your insurance.
But there are certain levels of injury that would immediately go to a Portsmouth or Elliott. And Elliott sounds like it's far away. It's not by ambulance. It's 17.
It's all highway.
17 minutes in there.
Are we doing 90?
Well, that should go. 90 is normal speed.
Thank you.
Thanks, Chief. Appreciate it. All right, next up. Chief, police budget.
Yes. You guys have a document?
I'll take it. Got the latest, you want to just give me the latest?
That's the one I emailed yesterday, along with the work ordinance and the salary survey. It'll be 4 or 5 positions.
Wait, give me a shot. You got one right there. Okay. I got it. Oh, there it is. Thank you.
Obviously, the increases, the part of the budget are all interchangeable because of salaries. Salaries for full-timers have an impact on retirement increases. Salary increase on the executive assistant has increases obviously for Social Security. Obviously, the health insurance, we know where that went with health trust with their beautiful 16.3 increase this year, about 25. But one thing, again, employee benefits, to my understanding, that's going to be taken out. So that was the last couple of years have been budgeted. So line item 214 is going to be eliminated to 0. The life insurance, long-term disability, short-term disability, obviously increases because of salary increases. It's a formula that we have to submit.
Will you throw out the line number before you start talking? Can you do
Yeah,
that?
the long-term and short-term is 215.
Basically, everything above 230 is personnel.
Pretty much, yes.
With the commensurate changes, obviously, in salary and other compensation rolling into things like Social Security, Medicare, retirement, et cetera.
Yeah, we only have one employee for Social Security,
Mhm.
and that's an executive assistant. All the part-timers are retired under the New Hampshire retirement system, so they do not pay Social Security.
They go into line 230. New Hampshire retirement.
No, not for the part-timers. New Hampshire time is only full-time.
Oh, it's only full-time? Thank you.
The only thing on the part-timers for the part-time officers is Medicare.
Got it.
We pay that for all, whether it's full-time, part-time, and executive assistant.
Legal general going up, we're under
Under
contract?
contract, CPI, whatever they gave us,
Yep.
that went up. And that goes the same with the Newmarket dispatch, CPI, which is split between the police department and fire department.
Yep.
A lot of the bottom part of the budget items either stay the same or actually went down.
So we got that 20, on 350, we got that 25% drop in the roads on.
Yeah, so what happens is, since we're part of the Seacoast Emergency Response Team, previously, they charged communities $5,000 if you don't have any members on the team. But since Lieutenant Blaze now is actually on the team as the crisis negotiator, they give us a discount, so that's why that line item was down $1,250.
Any questions about any of the lines?
Equipment lease, so.
Which one we get here?
Equipment lease, 760. So your actual expenditures are 3855, but it's saying it's budgeted, you're budgeted for 10,000, so in other words.
Yeah, so what happens is a lot of things that we purchase, a lot of them are due in December and the 1st of January. So what I try to do is hold on from paying those just in case there is some unforeseen expenses that maybe go over budget, like basic equipment, stuff like that. Radio lease, that's that $3,000 we already paid.
Yeah.
That is actually going away, but we are in the process of updating some tasers for the part-timers. So we're gonna be using that money as well as the body cameras. We did a grant for body cameras, but probably not until January 26th, we'll have to pay a yearly fee for that, but it's basically the same thing as the radio lease. It's approximately $3,000 or $4,000. That line item hasn't changed since I've been there, the equipment line item.
And that 2024 is year-to-date as of when? Oh, is it the September 30th or is it October?
It's November 1st.
Oh, this is as of November
It's as of
1.
November 1st.
Yeah, I seen that the numbers were a little heavy for September 30th.
So that would have 4 more paid periods in that. I believe 2 in November, 2 in December, I believe.
Could be 5, right?
Nah, not how she cuts the checks. The check will be January 2nd, so she'll put that in.
Oh, it'll go out of next year.
Yeah, so we have 4 paid periods.
Great.
Just like last year, since we got paid on, basically 2 weeks the officers
Yeah.
worked, and 23 were charged out of the
24 budget.
Yeah.
When do you see the new cruiser?
I spoke to the government for today. It's being built. I'm going to sign an event. It should hit the ground middle of December. And I sent an email to our vehicle outfitter at Port Newington. The radio's in, however, some equipment's still not in. So with the holidays and stuff, I wouldn't see that probably get equipped until January or February, which we expected that, honestly. We expected a 20-week turnaround for the radio, and actually feedback in 4 weeks, which was surprising.
And I just want to offer on that for the record that cruiser cost is coming out of the detail fund and there is no tax ramification for the new cruiser or for equipment. When do you see disposing of the old car?
Excuse me?
The old, what was that, 3? You get right?
Car 3 was the 2015. That is something that Fire Chief Buxton expressed interest in obtaining using it as a fire department / town car for having its firefighters go back and forth for training.
How much are you going to sell it to them for?
If you
There's no money in his budget.
If he paints the doors white, I might give it to him for free. So, no, that's, I guess we'll cross that bridge when the time comes. Right now, I'm knocking on wood, mechanically, even though we put some money into it.
So that's the point I was getting to, because the repairs this year were what, 80?
We did go over Jake repairs with two cruises, two older cruises, the 15 and the 18, had some unforeseen, and that's one of the reasons that we want to get rid of the 15. We put some money into it. It's been good. It's certainly used as a detail car. It's not used as a patrol car, but I think it's going to be good enough for what fire chief box wants it for.
And so you think that, and you've got a full warranty and all except for the,
All the cars since I've been
the
here,
last 3 have full warranties on?
the two that we've had and the new one coming in as a 5-year, 100,000 that we buy with the extended warranty through the detail program.
So you think 5,000 is a good number for the maintenance?
I think it is because we're getting rid of an older car, we're getting a newer car that's in the warranty. Even though things prices are going up, I think that line item, I think we can keep it the same. And obviously, just as we know, the health insurance and, what I gave you folks yesterday with the email is, the salary survey for the Seacoast area as well as the state of New Hampshire. That is 71% of, I believe, state of New Hampshire, 73% of the Rockingham County Seacoast Department responded to the survey, which has a survey of the lieutenant's position, Kevin's position, John Trainer, part-timers, and Tina's position. It just shows what the state average is, Seacoast area average, what their positions are, what they are currently behind, and what the proposed raises bring them up to. The only bad thing about the survey is those 24 numbers. I do not know what those positions are going to in 25 and those other agencies. But those numbers are 24. So I'm comparing proposed salaries for 25, comparing to other agencies that are 24 numbers. So we're always 6 months to a year behind. Some of those departments have a different fiscal year than us, like Newmarket and Northampton. They run July 1 to June 30th. So,
Stability on the department?
full staff.
Yeah, as far as staff goes, and not having to go through the process of bringing somebody in, as far as impacting the budget. Comfortable with where we're at with people on the force?
Yes, I mean, I don't believe that we're losing anyone. I don't believe anyone's retiring. Part-timers we have retired from other departments. 2 of them were retired from another agency, stayed on part-time at that particular agency, and this year both resigned from that department to stay here because they're getting the hours that they need one here.
So the point I was getting at, it precludes us having to worry about going through the hiring a new officer and going through maybe a brand new officer or whatever, and going through the training expenses.
Yeah,
You're
you're about
confident.
finding an officer. I mean, every agency around here is short-handed in trying to poach good officers currently. We do have a good experienced department. I don't anticipate any of my officers leaving, but I know them to poach by other agencies by a signing bonus and higher salary. So that's why I think these proposed raises, I think we need to stay competitive because we all know that Seacoast area is expensive. All the officers live in this area, and I don't want to lose. I sold 2 from another department when I got hired here, and I don't want to lose them. You know, we came close a couple of years ago.
Other questions to the chief?
No, just a comment, just the way you presented everything, it was impressive. I mean, really, the fact that you've kept your budgets pretty low, right? And then
It's
you
personnel. I mean, honestly, the personnel, since I've been here, it's been personnel. It's trying to bring up the salaries, and it's hard because things have changed in this field a lot in the last 3 years, for various reasons. But I think we're in the right direction, and we're almost there.
Mike?
So did I hear right, Chief, that we're fully staffed,
Fully staffed.
accomplished?
We've been fully staffed for 2.5 years.
Yeah.
Wow. And the details, I remember from a previous meeting that it paid for a new cruiser, what is the total revenue generated from the details?
On a yearly basis?
Yeah.
Meaning total, what we bring in and what we make. Meaning, we charge an administration fee and we charge for a cruiser fee if a cruiser's used on a detail. I just did those numbers today. Last year was about 116,000, and this year we're on pace for about 125.
That's the net in terms of
Comes to the town.
That's after, all expenses.
all that.
That goes in the account. That's after we pay the officer's salary, retirement, because the vendor pays for everything. And once we, and then obviously there's a little wear and tear in the cruises with fuel and stuff like that. So at the end of the day, that's what we brought in, this year and last year.
So it's like the department's earning, in a sense?
Pretty much, no taxation from the town, or anything like that. It's paid by the vendors.
Who was it, Ryan just bought 2 cruisers for $170,000 out of the town budget. They had tax for it.
And we're lucky that we have the officers that work.
And is that, I guess, my other question would be, if we weren't fully staffed, then we'd be on the other side of that deal, right? Would we be having to pay somebody else?
To do the details?
No, if, for example, if you lost staff here, but needed coverage, would you end up with a reverse?
This isn't, detail's not covered.
Yeah.
Detail is for Eversource. Eversource is working on the lines.
Yeah.
They're required, yes,
Yeah.
correct.
Okay, it's not necessarily.
It's not-
No, it's not your typical coverage.
Yeah, we do send officers in Hampton for the summer, or Northampton. Northampton has been, or still is, going through some staffing issues. They haven't called as much this year than they did last year. But most of them are either security details, and most of them are from May through October, for 4 months. Things start slowing down because pavings, ground freezes, and all that stuff. I mean, things slow down from December, probably to March, April.
It's good earnings for the town. That's a major contribution.
Phyllis?
Quick question, you said something got zeroed out. I was curious what
All
that
the employee
zeroed out.
benefits, it's just,
It's the deductible line. What we're proposing this year is actually the town enact basically a health insurance expendable trust fund, because deductibles are opportunistic, so to speak, right? You could not draw on your deductibles, you could draw more on your deductible. The whole idea here is that, well, it's impossible to budget, whereas I know somebody's making, $62,000 a year, I know how much they're gonna be making on a weekly basis, I know that we're gonna draw that money, contracts for radios or equipment, et cetera, et cetera. With the deductibles and the health insurance, it's not predictable. Some years it could be zero, some years we could max it out. So by moving that to a health insurance expendable trust fund, you basically are taking that kind of fluctuation out of an annual budget and saying, look, this is the town's responsibility to cover these deductibles, we'll have this fund, we'll be able to draw it if we need it, but if we don't draw it, it'll just sit in there until we do.
So basically, everybody who's on staff is going to be taken care of to the same degree that they were taken care of before?
Yeah, there's still the health insurance, this is just the deductible portion that the town is responsible for. We're not baking it into his budget anymore. It's because it's the town's responsibility, so, and like I said, could be zero one year, could be a lot of money the next. It's hard to budget around that number and get it right, and so you're either not gonna spend the money that you did, or, you may have to, you may say, oh, well, we're gonna budget for the max, but we don't even use it. You want to avoid those types of situations, and so by doing it through an expendable trust fund, the town can better manage that and not have it baked into an operating budget where there's so much volatility.
But it'll be taken care of everybody.
yeah, we have 3 of the 4 officers that take the health insurance. One goes off his other half, so.
But they're all included in the health insurance line. Other questions? No?
Thank you.
Chief, thank you, appreciate it. All right, now the more mundane portions of our show. We have a couple of appointments. First one is Chris Chanelaris, who has stepped up to fill the vacancy in the Conservation Commission. Any questions, concerns about having Chris serve?
No, did anybody meet him?
Oh, I am.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's real solid.
Yeah.
Real solid.
All right, I'll make a motion to approve the appointment of Chris Chanelaris to the Conservation Commission.
I'll second that.
Second by Hobie, all in favor?
Aye.
Get some quick John Hancocks on these guys. The next one up is Tom Grella has indicated that he's interested in filling the vacancy on the zoning board of adjustment. Tom, as you may know, he lives down here on Pleasant Street. He is very familiar with municipal affairs, former police officer. I think he did an excellent job on the ZBA. Any questions or concerns about Tom Grella?
No concern.
I'll make a motion to approve Tom Grella to fill the vacancy on the zoning board of adjustment.
Check. No second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Yep, thank you. We have an abatement. This is for the Chrysalis property on Halsmill Road. Requesting the abatement. This is basically under the agreement that we had for,
2 years ago?
yeah, from several years ago, where he had basically been paying taxes on a buildable lot that was actually not a buildable lot. And the town came to an agreement with Chris on how to resolve this, so this is the abatement associated with that. Any questions about the abatement itself?
No, sir.
I'll make a motion to approve the abatement for map 212, lot 3.2 for the year 2024.
Second.
All in favor?
Oh, aye.
Aye. All right. So the municipal assessment data certificate. So Broadwood circulated this earlier in the week. This is basically an assessment of Newfield's transactions, and in effect, the state will look at these transactions to identify exactly how the statewide ratios will work for our responsibilities on our property taxes for state education money. I reached out to Rod and asked him about just some of the statistical numbers. The sample size is actually fairly small for Newfields, it typically is. There's only 17 transactions here, so from a statistical standpoint, this looks like pretty wide confidence intervals. But as he indicated, chances are this is basically our data certificate going to the town, and that the state, according to Rod, will actually probably look at prior year transactions, probably a couple prior year transactions, in order to get a larger sample size. Any questions or concerns about the assessment data certificate?
No, sir.
I'll make a motion that we approve and sign the municipal assessment data certificate for 2024 coming from our town assessor.
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Today is the 19th. Thank you, sir. Cemetery deed transfer. We have a transfer of deed for cemetery plots. I haven't looked at this, but this is pretty straightforward. From one individual to another. Actually, it's to the same individual. It's conveying lots paid for by Raymond Bonner and Cindy Lou Inkle, to Cindy Lou Inkle, who now resides in Alexandria, basically allowing them to be buried here. Any questions about this transfer? No. Make a move to approve.
Sorry.
Everybody will be all in favor? Aye. Thank you. We have meeting minutes from Wednesday. Keisha, the only thing I would say is, at the top of that, it says Wednesday 6th instead of Wednesday, November 6th.
Okay, thank you.
No problem. But otherwise, I don't have any other edits. I don't know if you guys have any edits or changes or concerns about the meeting. No. Minutes.
Good.
I'll make a motion to approve as amended.
Sorry.
All in favor?
Aye.
Great. Thank you. And last but not least, let's look at December meeting dates. We can. The remaining budget items we have is executive, who Sue will bring that in at probably, I think, at our next meeting. And
Third and 17th?
I'm good with those days. You guys,
Which one?
December 3rd, December 17th.
December 3rd, December 17th. Yeah, that's fine.
Whoops, great, perfect. Love it when a plan comes together. So December 3rd, December 17th, we will hopefully get the remaining budgets, and then presumably by the 17th, we will really start getting into approving the line items for the budget itself. When is the budget hearing? January 10th? 14th?
Yeah, 14.
So before January 14th, we need to basically finalize our budget, just so everybody's clear on that. So hopefully we can have this done by the 17th. We may have a meeting in early January to ensure that we have basically finalized the numbers for presentation for the budget hearing.
And just for dissemination, closing dates for citizens petitions, warrants, just more of.
For citizen petitions, is that the 11th? I'm going
Yeah,
up.
10.
10? I was close. So January 10th is last date for citizens petitions.
Do we make that public? How does that work?
It is public.
Yeah, it's public, it's posted.
It's posted and it's downstairs.
Yeah. Per our discussion earlier, I will look at the warrant articles that Chief Buxton is looking for. I'll circulate those obviously to you guys. I've provided, they sent around a latest version, corrected version that Sue and I have worked through on the warrant articles for the health expendable trust fund, the legal expendable trust fund, a celebration expendable trust fund, a town hall, putting more money into the town hall maintenance fund that we already have, and putting money into the road maintenance fund, which we already have. We've got a lot of paving coming up. We've talked about that with Brian, proposing $50,000 for the roads, proposing $10,000 for town hall. And these are the numbers right now. Proposing $30,000 for the health insurance, $20,000 I think for the legal, and that's obviously that legal is over and above what any line item that we propose in the budget. Mainly that's because we have 2 court cases ongoing right now, as we discussed at our last meeting. So that's the purpose for those. Do you guys have any questions in general about the 5 warrant articles that I've sent around?
No.
We'll vote on those in December. We're not going to vote on them tonight. I just want to make sure that we're all good, at least at this point in time. And as I said, I'll pull down language for the other 3 warrants and circulate those. And then any citizens petitions can come in before January 10th. But-
Sorry. To correct me, it's January 14th of citizens petitions.
Oh, 14?
The last day for voters to petition select board to include an article on the warrant proposing a bond governed by the RSA 33.8 is the 10th.
Oh, that's for a bond.
Yes.
That's for a bond. So yeah, bonds are special character and they have timetables that actually would require a slightly earlier date. So if anyone's going
That's
to.
10 December. Is that what you said, 10 December? The bond one?
The citizen petition was the 14th.
Yeah.
What did you say?
Yeah, and for the bond, it was,
10 December?
I don't have June, December.
I'll get
I
it
just
next
got
year.
January
That's
14th.
fine.
right now, again, I don't know if we're getting any bond petitions or not. But yes, there's a longer process. It has to be a bond hearing specific of the bond.
The DRA has to look at it too.
Oh, yeah. So, I'm not aware of anything yet that's been proposed, but, people have time to petition for this. A couple other things I just wanted, the Queen Court RFP, that's the survey RFP for Queen Court, that we've approved. That's been posted, that was just posted, so hopefully we'll get a sense of what that can be done for, and we can consider it in the context of the budget. We don't have the RFP yet for that. I've talked to a couple companies, as I mentioned last time. It sounds like it would cost something on the order of $5,000 to $8,000, depending upon how we wanted it done.
How much?
$5,000 to $8,000. But we don't have an RFP yet on it. All right. Anything else anybody has?
Yeah, I did. When the library came in with the proposal, they were talking about the HVAC replacement in the library. I've talked to them a couple of times, but I have followed up to see whether they've gotten an additional 2 bids, and I have not gotten an answer back from them, because at the beginning of the process, they had only had 1 HVAC contractor, so I've been trying to keep up on that to make sure they do get the 3, because it exceeds $5K. And then we got the...
What was that? Did they come in with numbers?
No, and they had not gotten anything from Olmsted, so they talked to.
I do have someone that's very competitive, so.
There's nobody, currently it's not in their budget.
When, they were looking at it at the last minute because they had, when they
Next
came in,
year.
they said it was failing. The other thing I had was, we got that Primex.
Increase today?
Yeah.
Yes.
Showed up.
6,500
Yeah.
on the insurance
Just
line.
like everything else. And then I will talk to Sue to find out where we are at $399 for SCASI as far as getting those vehicles out of there.
Oh, yeah. That'd be great.
So,
Okay. Anything else? Any other business? Great. Phyllis?
Question, on the agenda, under the appointments for the approval of the signature,
Yeah?
it didn't mention anything about what it was for, and I'm just curious if, like, the Conservation Commission knew that this was, what was happening, if they had any input into who was being appointed.
So, that vacancy has been open now for some time. And actually, typically, we defer and give the commission itself time to make a recommendation. Nobody from the commission has recommended anybody before.
and they're fully cognizant that we were talking about it, because I've talked to members of the Conservation Commission about it. And
So-
Dave Mason, matter of fact, at the last one he brought
Yeah,
up,
actually.
we talked about the fact that there's still an opening that needed to be filled.
Yep. So typically we defer to the commission members to make an initial recommendation, but we haven't gotten one, and it's been, 60 days. So,
And the last meeting was canceled,
so, somebody steps up, I'm all for it. I mean, it's like pulling teeth, getting people to volunteer for these things. Any other questions? Scott?
I've been out of town for 6 weeks, mostly due to Hurricane Milton. I had an addendum dated September 1st, and I'm wondering what's the status of that.
lack of compliance, with the option of either not complying and receiving a cease and desist order, or going to the ZBA for the variance, and they are proceeding to the ZBA.
Okay. So, whole thing is just relocating the signs too much.
Well, they have the option of going to the ZBA, and so that's a viable option for them.
Right. It's their choice, and that's what they're choosing to do, so I'm not aware that it's on the ZBA agenda as of yet.
Hardship's gonna be a hard one now, so.
Well, that's up to the ZBA.
Yeah.
Well, we'll see. Thank you.
Yep. Any other questions, comments? No? All right. It is exactly 8 o'clock. I will make a motion to adjourn. Is there a second?
Second.
Thank you, Mark. All in favor?
I just made
Thank you, guys. Appreciate it.
I don't want to try to leave until they say the wrong thing. It's not that important.
Everybody's got to